This is the ALORAIR 180PPD commercial dehumidifier, the Storm LGR Extreme Wi-Fi model, and I've been running it for a little over 6 months in a sealed crawl space that feeds into a big basement. Mine is the bright yellow one with the tough plastic shell and the 2 beefy handles on top. No wheels, just a compact, sturdy chassis that fits where a regular upright dehumidifier won't. It's built more like a job site tool than a living room appliance, which is exactly what I needed. When I bought it, I had 2 worries. 1, I'd read mixed things about reliability. 2, I wasn't sure the Wi-Fi app would actually be on the unit I got. On reliability, I did have a hiccup. My first shipment had a loud compressor roar and a vibration I didn't trust. I returned it, and the replacement has been solid. On the smart side, mine does have Wi-Fi and pairs with the ALORAIR app over 2.4 GHz. The pairing took a couple of tries and a reset, but it's been stable since, letting me check humidity and tweak settings without crawling under the house. Key features that mattered most to me are the built-in pump, the strong moisture removal, the compact footprint, and the ability to work in cooler temps without icing up. In my opinion, that pump is the make-or-break difference. Instead of babysitting a bucket or relying on gravity, this thing sends water up to my utility sink about 9 feet above the unit. The included hose is long enough that I didn't have to get creative with routing. There's a purge button that empties the internal reservoir before I move it, which keeps drips off the floor. On size and handling, it's compact enough to slide through a tight access door and low clearance areas, but it's not light. The listing says around 55 pounds. It feels heavier when you're on hands and knees. The top handles are strong and balanced, and once it's down, it stays put. I leveled it on pavers to keep vibration low and to give the pump a clean stance. Clearance matters. Leaving some space around the inlet and outlet helps airflow. Energy draw on mine sits roughly in the 550-650 watt-through range when the compressor is running. I plugged it into a smart plug to watch usage. In my setup, it cycles a fair bit once the space is dry, so it's not pulling that wattage non-stop. Ballpark, I'm paying like a couple of dozen bucks a month in my region to hold 50% RH through spring and early summer. That's well worth it to keep wood and insulation dry and to knock out the musty smell. Maintenance has been easy. The MERV 8 filter catches a surprising amount of dust. I vacuum it monthly and rinse it when it gets grimy, then replace it every few months. I also check the drain hose run to make sure there's no kink or dip that could trap water. Every few weeks I hit the purge to empty the pump basin and keep things fresh. That's been enough to keep it humming. Not everything has been perfect. The app looks dated and had a clunky pairing flow. It does the job, monitoring on-off, target humidity, but the interface could use polish. The unit's onboard humidity reading runs a bit optimistic compared to my reference sensor, and that first defective unit was a headache to return. Based on what I've seen and what I've read, there's some variability in quality control. If you buy, get it from a seller with a smooth exchange process and unbox it soon so you can test it inside the return window. It's perfect for large basements, sealed crawl spaces, and job sites where running a drain line uphill is the only option. The pump lift is strong enough to reach a sink or window drain, and the long cords mean you aren't hunting for outlets. If you're trying to dry a flooded area, this is the kind of machine that actually moves the needle in hours, not days. I'd recommend this for homeowners who've sealed their crawl spaces and need steady humidity control without emptying buckets, and for restoration folks who want a compact LGR unit with a built-in pump they can trust on day-long runs. If you need whisper-quiet operation, or you're placing it in a finished living room, it's the wrong tool. If rock-solid out-of-the-box reliability is your top priority and you don't want any chance of a return, that initial QC risk may be a deal-breaker. In conclusion, the ALORAIR 180PPD commercial dehumidifier has earned its spot in my setup. The combination of the pump, low-temp performance, compact size, and strong drying power hits the mark. Mine has held my crawl space at a stable 50% for months with minimal fuss. I wish the app felt smoother, and I wish the first unit hadn't been noisy, but the replacement has been dependable. From my experience, once you get a good unit, it does exactly what a commercial dehumidifier should: remove a lot of moisture quickly and keep it under control without hand-holding. I'll leave the details about the ALORAIR 180PPD commercial dehumidifier in the comments for you to check out. See you in the next video.